But now I've been more of the balance, like, you have to do that, but you also have to sit and appreciate and enjoy your life for what you have today. Because if you keep striving to do better and better and better, you're constantly judging yourself that I'm not here where I'm supposed to be. I'm not here. And that becomes very toxic. And that is a manifestation of a lot of what we're seeing, with people that are just chasing money and just chasing success. I made a shitload of money when I was too young, like I would say I'm more fortunate than most people at my age. Comparatively, I know it's not
You're still very young.
a lot of money, but it was still, more money than I've ever made in my life.
When was this and what were you doing to make it?
23, 24, I started making six figures being an engineer, man. Like I didn't know shit about engineering. And I just told you I was like kind of a creative person, not very logical thinking anyway. So like all the engineering coursework was very difficult for me to get through. But I had the mindset, because I was a bodybuilder at the same time. I had the mindset I could do whatever it takes to get the result. I figured that out. To a fucking point. If I want to do something, you can't fuck with my game. Like, I will get there. It'll take me my time, but I will get there. You can't outwork me. So I have that ego. I can get there, but I realize that ego is very damaging too. Like, it doesn't always fulfill you. It doesn't always satisfy you. And it also harms your other relationships.
It can be very damaging.
Absolutely.
Right?
And that was kind of like the thing. I was becoming too... I always had this insight.
But it doesn't have to be. It's like, I feel like you can almost use it as a tool and
it's a tool in your toolbox, right? And
right.
but you have to have some level of understanding that you are not these identities, these profiles that you are so strongly, into. Like, I am an engineer, or I am a bodybuilder, or I am this, like.
I couldn't agree more.
Those are all just very...
None of that has to be your essence, who you are.
For sure.
I feel like that's another big problem. Like, we try to put each person in a box, and we try to put ourselves in a box.
This is all there is
in order to be okay and feel good about yourselves. Like, I made it. I am an engineer. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And then you wind up maybe miserable, and you may be on antidepressants,
and now you
antipsychotics,
can't
like
fight
so
away
many
from
people,
that.
because it's like, this is my identity. This is when people ask me, hey, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
I get to feel good because I say I'm an engineer, but deep down, when I'm sitting at the desk looking at this stuff all day, every day, it doesn't make me feel good.
Exactly.
And maybe I wind up miserable.
That's exactly, you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what was happening. And I started to just focus on my strengths, man. Like, I was good at always being energy full, like, you were as a kid. And I knew that my strengths were to be around people. So I try to put myself in situations where I could be interacting with people. And that's what I do now. And that's what made me want to start this podcast too, is because I'm realizing that I want to get really good at speaking and communicating with people. I want to make that
awesome.
My life goal, is to be able to talk to somebody and move them and make them feel love.
This is a perfect avenue for that.
And I thought this would just be practice, just like you're in the gym doing your reps and sets. This is just reps and sets, baby. Let's keep it going.
You keep going back to that, and I couldn't agree more. And I've met quite a few people throughout my life that have that same respect for not even bodybuilding, but just weightlifting. And like using that thought process of getting like pretty serious about weightlifting and then applying it throughout their life to other parts of their life. Like, it really does give you a tremendous amount of confidence, I would say. Like, when you get into weightlifting and then you get to see the results after staying dedicated to something for 6 months or a year.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen quick.
No. Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard work.
It's pain.
And it's like, yeah, exactly. It's pain. How important is pain?
Valuable.
Because there's no pleasure without it, right?
You have to know the polarity. You have to know the pain to enjoy the
But you can't do all pain.
Yeah.
If you keep doing all pain over and over, then you might wind up messed up or depressed.
Exactly.
Or
that's what I was
with
with the ego that was forming internally, and the conflict there is what was happening. It's like, I knew that I have a powerful tool, but I got to slow down and really reassess life. I still have a lot more to figure out. You've really just channeled yourself into one thing.
Yeah, and you were so young.
Yes.
You were so young. Like we hear, there's no manual. We don't really learn anything of substance when we're in grammar school.